intro we've got. I'm really impressed with our intro, man. I never get bored of that. The drums, the beat, the build up, and you guys anticipating our beautiful faces coming on your screen every night of the week, Monday to Friday, and obviously this weekend we got a big game as well. So welcome, Mr. B. How's your day been, bro? Since I spoke yesterday.
Good man. I know you know me. I just look forward to the weekends on Monday, man. I'm not wishing my life away, but I need the Prem back, man. So yeah, it's just countdown.
And I mean, you in yesterday's show, if anyone saw it, I think you get a bit frustrated with the injuries, with no real transfers going through. I mean, yeah. Are you sort of optimistic things will change in the next couple of days, whatever, weeks?
Yeah, yeah. So some days it just gets you like that. You hear news because there's no news. We kind of bounce off what's out there, and sometimes, man, I just wish things would just hurry up. You know what I mean? I just don't like the long thing, the not knowing. You know what I mean? But look, it's like everybody else. You're scrapping around for any little bits of information. Anything you're looking for, you're gonna find. Let's be honest. Any player you think is gonna be linked for your club, if you look hard enough, you'll find it, and it puts a little smile on your face. But on Monday, man, the transfer window. I mean, we've got 2 players already, so it hasn't been a terrible window. It's just frustrating, man. We just want the players to come in. They might come in and be shit. Guess what? They might come in and be shit. But it's new hope. It's new hope, man.
I don't think they're going to be poor or shit like you say. I saw a clip today of our boy Xerxes doing a little training ground skill thing, and he's been compared to Ruud Gullit. The size, the skill. Obviously, remember his former manager Thiago said he's got compared to Ronaldinho, and Batistuta and Ibrahimovic and all these things. So the skill he showed today is a big man, strong, looks big and strong, and the skill to go with that as well. So I'm excited about him, very much so. All right, let's go to the comments. Big up everyone in the comments. We're here to say hello, and you're going to get greeted by Mr. B.
Yo, so we got a big up from the founding father. Yo, I hope you're doing well. I will give you a bell tomorrow, or give me a bell. Bilal, do you know what, bruv? Listen, I am with you on this 100%. We'll get to finding out in a minute. Simon Warner, how you doing, man? Dynamic duo in the house. Aces, Brad, I'm telling you, man, you are the most negative. I'll tell you, look, I like the way he did that. So he's got the lit transfers off, and he said, just to piss us off even more, he's got McTominay is staying. Thanks a lot for that, Aces. Yank talking smack, long time. Called Berge to United since he was in Belgium. Would be man, don't come in here talking your nonsense, right? Come on, you have to try and convince me, Yank. Yeah, you put it out there. We want to see. I want you to convince me. We deserve better. 2 handsome men to spend the evening with. That's how we do, man. That's how we do. Simon, the window started off well, and now we are going to be stuck with Deadwood and get bargain players on deadline day. I really hope we don't do that whole deadline day thing. I'm really not interested in that one, to be fair. Matty Bassett saying big up. Yank talking smack is back in the house again. He has said he was the 3rd best midfielder in the
Makes a good case. You asked for it. You asked the question, and Connor is making a good case, as he always does.
He played for Burnley. Connor. He played for Burnley. Anyway, look, on Monday, let's get the show on the road, man.
Okay, guys, guess what? I mean, bath time's away at the moment, so just the 2 of us. We had Dora on yesterday as well, but stick with us because it's going to be a good show today, and I want to hear your comments, guys. I want to hear what you all got to say. Big up Stephanie Griffiths as well. Let's see what puns you could deliver today if I could set you up. We're like a comedy team. I set up the joke and you deliver the punchline. No doubt about it. All right. First of all, I haven't got any slides for this, but we're just going to talk on this very quickly. So Yank Talking Smack is going in on this guy Berge. But let's talk about another midfielder we'll be interested in. And there's been news today that Fofana, we know Fofana from Monaco, the big unit, giant of a centre midfielder. I still don't know. We were backstage, me and Mr. B were discussing, is he a 6 or what? We weren't entirely sure. But here's the news. From Sky Sports, recently come out, Man United have held initial talks with Monaco over the signing of Yusuf Fofana, but Fulham are not expected to bid again for Scott McTominay. So 2 pieces of news there. United have explored the conditions of a deal for the 25-year-old who is a French international and entered the final year of his contract with Monaco. Fofana has been at Monaco since 2020 after signing from Strasbourg, played 175 times. United are looking at several midfield options, including Richard Rios from Parlemas, Burnley's Berge, as Connor's saying here, who's a giant as well, Real Madrid's Zubimendi, and Amrabat from, where's he from? We know where he's from, Fiorentina, who was on loan with us last season. Interest also remains with Ugarte at Paris Saint-Germain, but not at the prices being quoted as well. So Fofana, apparently we're still interested. He hasn't made the move. You discussed this yesterday, Mr. B. Guys in the comments, what do you think about this Fofana move? And Fulham have been rejected from Scott McTominay. So discuss everything there, Mr. B, because I know you want Fofana. When we done the show a few weeks ago, you said he was your number one choice.
Yeah, he is my number one choice. I would love to have him in the team. My issue again on Monday is this one in, one out palaver that just seems to be holding up everything. I wish they would just find the money or they've got the money. Just buy the player to get the player in so that the player who's going out knows he's got no chance of being in there and gets himself out to start the ball rolling. You know what I mean? They're waiting to sell. They're waiting for these prices. They think clubs are stupid. Everybody knows what they're doing. So what does that mean? That we start the season without the players that we want because they can't move? It's getting ridiculous. It is getting ridiculous. But obviously, Ugarte, I think we probably held on a little bit too long. But maybe PSG now, I still feel that deal. There's still some life in that deal there, to be fair. But the Sander Berge one.
What is it? Is it because he's not attractive because he's Scandinavian? Do you want more like American Ugarte?
I don't care. I have no problem where he comes from. He in at no stage was he on Match of the Day and anybody said Sander Berge. Tell me the clip. Show me the clip where they said Sander Berge. There's nothing. He didn't.
Yeah, but a lot of these guys are unheralded. They do a good job for the team.
Please, Monday, don't, just don't wind me up, man. It's an impossible. I don't. The thing is, the person who released the statement or released it publicly, tweeted it, is proper. So it's not like it's some random arsehole, who ain't got a blue tick, who's not verified, with 500 followers. This is a proper journalist. So there has to be some truth in it. Now, I understand he may well be in the top 70 percentile or whatever percentile he is, but let's be serious. Nobody's interested in Sander Berge. There's no club has been interested, but we're going to go in for Sander Berge. Come on, man.
But isn't it about, Mr. B, isn't it about also, look at Leicester when they won a league, they signed players on data. This is how they do it these days. So they ended up with Kante and they ended up with Mahrez as well. And they ended up winning the league on players on data, what they needed. If this guy is ticking the boxes, as Connor was saying earlier, as we saw with Bath Time, provided us with a little graphic as well to show what he's good at, maybe he could be an unheralded player and someone, like you said at the start of the season or the start of the transfer window, that sometimes it's better to get players that are not known of but tick the boxes for the benefit of the club. So I don't know. I'm not rejecting Sander Berge. I just need to look at him a bit closer before we go into it. But just going from this article, the other options were Richard Rios from Parlemas. I don't know who he is. Sander Berge, obviously. Martin Zubimendi, which appears to be a lot of people's favourites. And obviously Amrabat and Ugarte and Fofana. So it looks like we're going in for Fofana. So you should be pleased about that one for sure, Mr. B.
Yeah, I am. But like anything else, we love to see where it comes. Time's running out. I really did hope that we were going to have a proper team for the Fulham game. It doesn't look like we are. We've got, when does the transfer window close? 24th? I think we've got 2 weeks after the actual the window, the season starts to get work done. We've still got time. It's just a frustration among that. And this positions It's the main position. You know, I mean, it sounds like they maybe want to try and get rid of. So there's no interest in Casemiro. Our big hope during the whole summer was, the Saudis are going to come in with a £30 million bid and they're going to take him off our hands. They're not stupid. They're not stupid. You know, they might have more money than sense, but they're not that stupid. You know, so now we've got to keep Casemiro on, but which means that to generate money, they have to move somewhere else. Now, Scott's not my favourite, as you know already, but Ten Hag seems to like him for whatever reason. He now has to look to maybe sell him on, and he's the one who maybe wanted to keep more. So then now our whole dynamic of the players that we're buying is maybe going to be changing as well.
Okay. All right. Well, let's have a look at this. His comments. So Yanks talking smack and saying Berge is a 6'5" lefty. Talking about the midfield.
How fast is he? Sorry. Is he quick? Because I don't think he is.
Okay.
And this is the point that we make. So we're going to get a 6'5" lefty who's slower than Casemiro. Come on, man.
We don't know. Let's look into it. So next few days, let's look into Berge, because it seems like there's a possibility that we are interested. So we're stuck with Matt Tosser, says Matthew Bassett. How you doing, Matthew Bassett? We got here Simon saying, can we try and flog McTominay to West Ham again, please? Cardoso or Fofana, that's who Agile Beast would like. How you doing, man? Going through, we do better saying swap Sancho for Ugarte and do it quick so we can get a deal done. Casemiro, so much salary and slowing down. Yeah, which looks like we might be stuck with him. 3-5-0 fun for Fofana, says Stephanie Griffiths. Good one. Emma saying here, to be honest, I've kind of turned off United till the season starts. This is kind of a mess. So many good quality Norwegians, and we're choosing Berge, says Saskia Guna. What else we got here? Lucky Singh saying here, Man United will want to sell a couple fringe players before the window slams shut. We actually need both Fofana and Garte, says Matthew Bassett. Better said, why hasn't anyone else gone in for Berge if he's so great? Liverpool interested a couple of years ago. Better saying the only good thing about Berge is his height, but then again, it never helped slab heads. Oh, God, here we go. That's a good one. We got when Ineos opened up their wallets before the window opened, I had strong belief that we would start buying. We should have had 4 or 5 players by now. That's from Simon Warner. Let's see this. So many better Norwegians like Odegaard and a very good striker. What's his name? Okay, we know Josh King, former Man United. Josh Connor's saying here, I feel like being so good in his stats is even more impressive as he's crap on a crap team while Rodri and Kova play for top sides. So there you go. Aces, how you doing? Ineos are looking for free transfers because they've got no money left. Well, we don't know. Year in, year out, CDM never gets solved. That's an issue. Okay, and Andrew's in the house as well, saying, Mr. B, you are getting ahead of your skids again on this one. Here we go. Berge is a functional backup for us. That's Andrew Williams. So a bit of balance now we're getting about this issue. Yeah, Berge, I guess, backup, not bad. Stephanie saying our midfield needs mobility and muscle. Ugarte or Wharton fits the bill. Sancho is the key to unlocking PSG's door. Collier could be our Wharton next season as well. Talking about speed, Mr. B, if you put your mic on, stop muted. He's not quick. He's quicker than Kaz. He's good at using his positioning to put himself in good positions. He also doesn't go in to the book that often. I was in going to ground and all that kind of thing. Yes. Yeah. All right. You've heard what the people have to say. Look, let's move on. Before we do, just final summary on this thing. Fofana, we're interested. We've got Berge, people looking at that. Amrabat, we don't know. That could be last resort. Ugarte, you seem to think Ugarte deals could still be on. Where you at with this thinking after we've summarized the latest update?
I'm sorry, man. I see all of the stats that people are putting in, and I get it. Obviously, football's about opinions, and my opinion is that Berge would be no good for us. So, look, if they get him, obviously you back him. He can't cost more than about £5 million. So if that's the deal that they want to get done, get done. I see people talking about backup. Backup for who? We need a first choice. We need a starter. So he can't be backup. He can't be backup for Casemiro. So,
all right, fair enough. Speaking of Casemiro and his buddy, the other Brazilian, this is some news about Antony, and a lot of people might be happy about this, especially Mr. B, because Man United are willing to let Antony leave this summer, with Saudi Arabian side Al Nassr settling on the Brazilian winger as the top target. A report revealed. Peter O'Rourke, Football Insider, contends that the Saudi Pro League club has switched their attention to Antony after a pursuit for winger Rafinha fell through. Saudi clubs are reportedly targeting younger stars this summer as the PIF seeks to attract players in or about to enter their prime years rather than the older generations of signings made last year. From United's perspective, the shift in policy has thwarted their attempts to sell Casemiro to this summer. With Saudi interest in the Brazilian midfielder having cooled, talking about Casemiro, despite his reputation and standing with global football. If the 32-year-old Casemiro has been sold to the Saudi Pro League last summer, the Red Devils would likely have commanded a huge fee for his services. Now it appears they're stuck with him for at least another 12 months. So what we got here, Mr. B, they went in for Rafinha. They got new policy Saudi League. They want to go for young players going in their prime, and they're targeting now Antony, which is good news for us. But the bad news is, I mean, look, bad news is they're not going to be targeting Casemiro anytime soon, even though you think it could be happening at last.minute.com if their deals don't go through. So how do you feel about this? The Saudi Pro League looking at Antony, who's 24, just coming into his prime. Are we going to miss out on a prime Antony who's about to blow up after stuttering for the first couple of years? And are you ready to let him go?
I think the only thing Antony's going to be blowing up is maybe his sex doll, to be fair. I don't see him in his prime peaking at any stage soon. I think we've seen his maximum, which was at Ajax in the games that he played. If they can get a deal done, I'm going to assume they're just going to want him to cover his wages. I can't see them wanting to demand a fee, which would then mean that it's going to be a loan. So look, if he can possibly get out of the club where they pay his wages and don't have to pay the 200 grand, I mean, 200 grand. Jesus, what were they doing? I mean, look, if they can get away with, not having to pay his wages, and yeah, I think it could be something that get done, and he might thrive over there. He might stink, but he might go over there and enjoy himself, because at the moment, he needs to be moved on. Let's be honest. He does need to be moved on, because I can't see him playing in any game that's meaningful. He shouldn't be starting for us.
Wow. Guys, in the comments, Bilal saying here that Antony is too old to improve. So I'm suggesting at 24, he's just coming into his prime. But we don't think there's anything left in him for us. United shouldn't have bought him from Ajax in the first place, says Bart. We've got Kieran saying here, our pay is fair to get Antony gone. The money we paid for him is laughable. What else we got here? Anything about Antony? Yes. Why would Saudi want to sign Antony? Maybe because he'd be good over there. Maybe.
He fits the profile, Bart.
Yeah, he actually looked very good in that role. I don't know if you're talking about that. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. That's the news on Antony. And also it means, Mr. B, that Casemiro, because of their policy now of buying players coming into their prime, younger players, because obviously before they were going, it was like a retirement league for players. But now they've changed their policy, and money talks, doesn't it? So Casemiro could be staying, and maybe Antony could be going. I heard it could be a loan deal as long as they pay his wages. So it seems like Man United if they're suggesting that, it seems like the club are quite happy for Antony to go. They don't think we're going to get anything else out of him. Do you agree?
I mean, the thing is, he's kind of holding up the food chain, him being there, to be fair. If he's not going to be playing, you may as well get him out of the club. I mean, Ahmad's definitely ahead of him. You've got to imagine that Garnacho is going to be ahead of him, and maybe at some stage Bruno will be moving out. There's so much things happening. I just think he'd be so far down the pecking order.
Yeah,
he's only going to be staying for maybe pride, but he's not going to have the chance to prove himself.
Here's a good one from Stephanie. Says it's ironic, isn't it, that Casemiro, the guy that we want gone, has scored the same amount of goals for United as Antony and Sancho. Goals are a big problem for us with the wide players. We need to fire this season, no doubt about it. Casemiro, if he stays, needs to prove his worth, or I can see him going in the January transfer window.
How can he improve? In the system, in this sorry on Monday.
I got
This question in the system that Man United are playing, and we've seen them play in pre-season, the ball always breaks down with Casemiro. So it's not even that when he's picking up the ball from our team, he's doing a good job with it. He's doing a bad job in both sides, both parts of the game, progressing the football and obviously the closing down part of it as well. And
right.
that's the part that I'm really, really worried about. The fact that you can't cover for when we had Fred did his running. Fred did Casemiro's running. So Casemiro did a certain amount. We progressed from that. You understand? So at the moment, I just feel that it's really, really, it's going to be really, really difficult for us to be playing him.
Okay. We deserve better saying here. Right wing, we have Rashford, Garnacho as options and Sancho as well. Because there was a suggestion here further up. Where was it about? Here we go. Bart said, Ten Hag likes left footers playing in the right wing. So if Antony leaves, only leaves Diallo in that sort of position. I haven't even mentioned Pellistri. I don't know what's happening with him either.
I reckon he's going to get sold. I mean, I think he's got a good what's the word? He's made a good impression on the continent. The fact that he's Uruguay's first choice striker as well, I think he's going to be gone. Okay,
so Casemiro can't improve. He doesn't have the legs. I even watched him on tour. He was shocking. He can't even start in our midfield, surely. So if he's not starting by January, he might have to leave if he's not getting game time for sure. He's come as the Brazilian captain, and now he's not even in the squad after a couple of seasons with us. I agree, Andrew, says Stephanie. Casemiro is a good finisher, good playing further forward. Because Andrew was saying here about Casemiro on set pieces. This is so true. He has scored a lot of goals. Casemiro is the best player attacking set pieces at the club by an absolute mile. He did score. He scored in the pre-season friendly the other day as well by being in the box. He seems to have a knack of getting on the end of things and banging in goals, which is I didn't expect that from him, but he does that really well. Cup final goal last season as well. It's crucial late goals with headers. He's got something about him. I know we diss him. It's because our expectations for him was up here. We were calling him the best DM in world football when he first arrived. At the moment, that would never come out of anyone's lips. Casemiro's a liability. See what I mean? We've completely trashed him since he's been at the club, and I just think he has got some qualities. It's just that put him in. The only issue I think, get him in shape, get him to learn the Premiership a bit more, understand his faults, and prove that if he gets 10% more with that side of the game, then we could have a decent player. But Tyrone, just a couple more. Tyrone says, very disappointed at United's current midfield. Can't believe Casemiro's still at the club. Hope it changes soon. Casemiro gave the captaincy a go during pre-season, says Simon Warner. Kieran again saying his first season was fantastic. Get that Casemiro back and then I'll be happy. See, what does it take, Mr. B? What more do you want? Is it 10% more, 20% more? Or do you think he can't offer it? Because
I just don't think he can offer it on Monday. And it's not the fact that he doesn't want to. Age hits everybody. At some stage, you realize that your legs are gone. We see it. He's diving into tackles every game.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the pace to get there. And he's making a diving tackle, but guess what? He's still not making it. So even when he's lunging, he's now ended up on the floor. Do you know what I mean? It's not.
So if he cuts out the lunging and stands up more and positions
you're sorry. I'll let you finish. Go on.
No, well, okay. So you're talking about the lunging going to ground, as they're saying in the comments there about yellow cards. Andrew's predicting he'll get a red card in the first 10 games. So if he cuts that out and starts to read and stay on his feet and intercept better, because we need someone. Look at the data for Ugarte, for example. We want someone who can intercept the ball to break things up and pop it easy. If he starts playing that role better, not going to ground, not being so wild, not ruggy, being out of position, using it, position himself correctly so he doesn't have to do this gas running, then I think if he can do that, and I think he's capable of doing that, then we can have a better player, and then we might be praising him in a few weeks' time. Quite possible, and I don't think it's impossible for him to do it.
I think we'll have to agree to disagree on that one on Monday. I just feel that once your legs are gone, you never get it back. You never get them back.
Okay, all right. That's all Casemiro. Casemiro always stirs up a lot of stuff, guys. 22 watching right now. I think we had 19 likes according to Steph earlier. Guys, please just give us a like if you don't mind. And if you're a silent watcher as well, just want to say hi. We see you. Welcome to the Man United Agenda. We get a few silent watchers as well who tune in. So big up to you guys. You don't always have to comment, but we do read out the comments, and we love having you guys in. We're building a nice community here. And as we're getting closer to the season, we've got a big game this Saturday, Charity Shield. Things are heating up. So let's go to the next story. And Casemiro, I know Mr. B, Casemiro always stirs people up. What other player do you think gets a lot of traction in the comments, whether it's for good or bad?
Sorry, you froze for that bit. All I heard was the first bit, and then I heard good or bad.
So Casemiro is one of these guys that stirs people up in the comments. We get a lot of traction. Name me another Man United player, because I've got the next story is about another player I feel gets a lot of traction if we do talk about him. We deserve better, says Maguire. Who do you think we talk about next, Mr.
Yeah,
B?
I'm going to say Maguire. Oh,
Steffi says McTominay. Okay.
He stirs my blood, but yeah, it could well be McTominay, but I'm going to go Maguire. I'm going to go Maguire
for good reasons, is it?
Well, he's improved. He's improved.
All right, hey guys, you're all wrong. It's all about this guy. We had a comment today, and this is really going to stir people up. Because once you read this story, guys, Andrew Williams got it. Andrew, you've been predicting a lot lately. We're on the same page, it seems. All right, let me just read this out to you guys. And in the comments, I want to hear what you got to say. And definitely Mr. B on this one. So, Cameroon International hasn't been put off pushing out the boundaries in the risk/reward situations and has advised fans to expect risk-taking aplenty. This is his statement. He said, this is it. I can't believe he's come out with this. He's really on a wind-up. He says this. That's me. Talk about risk-taking. And I think it's what you're going to see this season because I take a lot of risks. I can tell you in advance already, and he's saying this before the Charity Shield. So he's saying, that's me. I take a lot of risk. I'll tell you in advance already. Then he goes on to say, be prepared. He's talking to the fans here. Be prepared because it's going to be a season. It's going to be this season. Trust me, I will enjoy it even more when the season starts. The best teams in the world take risks, building up from the back, recognizing things, situations, when the opponent jumps 1 against 1 or when they press with 3 or with 4. For me, it's important to recognize those kinds of things and make the best decision for the team. I will take a lot of responsibility, and I think my back is huge to carry it all. I think it's going to be nice this season. My gosh, this will stir people up. God damn, there's comments are flying in. I knew it. So let's just summarize what you're saying here. The risk-reward situations. He said, trust me, talking to the fans, this season you're going to see a lot of risk taking. I can tell you in advance already. He's saying, be prepared because it's going to be this season. Trust me, I will. He says he's going to enjoy. He's going to enjoy even more when the season starts. The best team in the world takes risks, building from the back, recognizing big situations. When the opponent jumps 1-1 or in the press as well, it's important to recognize those kind of things and make the best decisions for the team. I will take a lot of responsibility and I will carry that heavy load and on my back. And I think it's going to be a nice season. Wow. Goalkeepers always cast as crazy, aren't they? Mr. B, what do you think about Onana with these comments? Shouldn't he have said that right now?
I would just believe him one day. You know what? Fair play to him. I want my goalie to save. He's talking about beating the press with his passing like he's a central midfielder. I tell you what, just make, if he's going to do that, just don't let in the howlers. Don't do the ones where he should have saved against like Bayern, well, the whole of the up until Christmas from last season, September to Christmas last season. I don't want to see that Onana. I expect him to make mistakes. I accept that my goalie's not the best at making saves, and he makes awkward saves, and he looks funny when he dives. I understand that. Yes, his back is very, very broad, and that's probably why he looks so funny when he's making the saves. But dear God, on Monday, he's talking about beating the press and knowing when to play the through pass. Please. Oh God.
I I know it stirred people up. Now listen to this. We deserve better saying, I love Anana talking like this. That's confidence speaking. Is it confidence, arrogance, stupidity? Who knows?
No, I don't think it's arrogance. I don't think it's arrogance.
He believes in himself, doesn't he? United conceded 80 goals all season. He cannot take risks, says Bar. Anana, reason point 45, why Erik ten Hag should have been sacked. Want to say hi to Rever, Seven Zook. He's saying, I like Anana's confidence. That's a good, I like it too. I like confidence when you're good, says Andrew. He was in the bottom 3 goalkeepers in division last season. Rever again is saying here, it's not going to be boring. It's certainly not, mate. It's certainly not. I'm looking forward to seeing Anana conceding goals in most of our matches. That's his speciality. Surely, okay, you're joking aside, but yeah, there's a difference between confidence and stupidity. There you go, Matthew Bassett. How about taking responsibility and saving the ball, you freaking idiot? Oh God, they're all coming in. I'm sorry if I'm skipping a few. He's as confidence guy, said Stephanie, always puts pressure on himself and possibly takes it off others. Good point. You never know with a fit Leacher and Ugarte signed, maybe it could happen. A real character, but a team player as well. And we had 32 different lineups, defensive lineups last season as well. Weeds are better saying here, put ball playing defenders in front of him and he will fly. So yeah, it's does stir things up, doesn't he? He stirred the pot. Why do you think he makes statements like that? Is it because he had a bad season, obviously 80 goals conceded and a bit of a calamity a few times where he could have saved things and he didn't. But why do you think he's still got that confidence? It hasn't knocked him back, has it?
No, it hasn't, and that's the thing with goalies. They say they're a different breed. Yeah, I mean, somebody put in about him taking the pressure off the. Maybe
that's definitely
maybe he has called it. Maybe he's calling it early. You know, I don't know how much more risk taking he can do next season. You know, he has to stand in front of the goal. You know, does that mean he's going to be pushing right up to the halfway line? I thought he was a risky goalie last season. You know, so I don't know how much more risky he's going to be. Yeah, I understand football's an entertainment business, but when you've got a clown goalie, the jokes tend to die away very, very quickly. You tend to stop laughing very, very quickly. So fair play to him. Fair play to him. I like Onana. I do like him. You know, I just want him to make the saves that he should be making on Monday. You know, don't talk about breaking lines with passes because pre-season his passes haven't been any good. He's been kicking the ball out of play. It's not like he's been finding a man. So, Lord.
I think the best goalkeepers has always been a bit wacky. Even Pete Schmeichel was a bit, he used to come out and scream at the Pallister and Bruce and big personality. And you remember him fighting with Ian Wright. He could have it, he put people off, saving penalties in the semi-final with Denmark in 92 against Bergkamp, and then in 99 saving another penalty against Bergkamp, doing enough. Barthez, here we go, from Kieran. That's a great shout. He's saying here, Barthez was a joke goalkeeper and still came good. Maybe not for us, but for
I was going to say, yeah, for us, yeah.
And I like Onana, says River, but he cost us the Champions League group stage last season. That could be true. That could be true.
He did. It was
here, De Gea in his first season was woeful. So they get a lot of balance. I think with Zergbet and there's a few other guys in the comments seem to sort of bring some balance to the debate. We're not all knocking him, but obviously we want to see a bit better. And I find it really hilarious that he's come out with these statements and saying all this stuff because, I thought he would have bowed his head a bit and said, let me just be humble. But in reflection, I think it's a good thing, Mr. B. I think he will take the pressure off people. And when he does make mistakes, like in the Champions League last year, he did come out straight away and said, hands up, that wasn't good enough. So we got a bit of a character there in our goalkeeper position. And long may he stay and continue because, I think he will come good. I think he will come.
Yeah, but you're a very positive guy on Monday.
Well, I like his confidence. I just like confidence like that. You got to back yourself. All winners back yourselves, So Onana, this is a guy who we signed him because he was in the Ballon d'Or list for winners of Ballon d'Or previous year with Inter, and he played a good season with Inter as well. Speaking of Inter, what do you think about this story? Because it's come out today. Good source here. David Ernstein saying here, Dumfries does not intend to discuss a new Inter Milan deal until the market closes. So he doesn't want to sort of sign with Inter until the market closes. The 28-year-old, he's getting old now, isn't he, is keen on Man United, but only possible if Wan-Bissaka rejects West Ham and Inter want a swap deal. At present, United prefer your guy, Mazraoui. And the other story from Stretford Paddock is same thing, basically saying Dumfries is keen on joining Man United, but it's only possible if Wan-Bissaka rejects West Ham and Inter want a swap deal with United. At present, United still seem to prefer Mazraoui. Can we compare Mazraoui with Dumfries, please? And obviously, Wan-Bissaka, we accepted he might be leaving. But let's compare Dumfries with Mazraoui, because these are two guys that we could be getting in. Who's better? Who do you prefer? And how do you feel about these stories? It's a big statement, isn't it? That he might be rejecting the contract, thinking the deal might still be on. Guys, in the comments, what do you think about this? Already, before I come to Mr. B, Kieran saying, I'd love Dumfries. You've seen him in the European Championships in the summer. Bissaka could go to another club and we could still get Dumfries to Simon Warner. A bit of a stretch, this story says we deserve better. What do you think, Mr. B?
What his age profile is not what they're looking at. 28,
yeah,
for one. He's strong. Is he? Is he really the player that we're looking for? I mean, people aren't even saying, "No, it's another Dutch player." Yeah, I mean, I just, it's gone part. It's gone past. It's par for the course now. You know what I mean? I just. Obviously, they've spoken to him. If he's not going to sign, I mean, it looks like either way he's not bothered. He said there that he's going to wait for the season to start before he goes into renewing his contract. Once the season starts, then he will renew. But obviously, he wants to keep his options open as well. Maybe the club have spoken to him because it seems public knowledge that he is on the list. But I don't think he fits the age profile. Okay. I'm on there. The one thing with Mazraoui as well. He's a lot younger. He is a lot younger. What are your thoughts on it, though?
My thoughts on it is this: I think Dumfries is a better player than Maz. I call him Maz. I think he's a better player all round. He's physical, stronger, faster, less injury prone. Playing good football for Inter gives you a lot of width. You see him in the Euros, how he can get up for headers. He's big and strong as well. So I prefer him. But obviously, the age might be an issue because he's 28. And he's Dutch as well. It's just, oh my God, it would just be another failure for us with the fans if they say another Dutch player coming through. So I think he's better than Maz, but as things stand, we haven't been talking about him for a few weeks. It looks like it'd be Maz. Our eyes have been on Maz. And with that focus on Maz, we were saying, well, is he injury prone? Maybe. But he still do a better job going forward. Both of them would do a better job going forward than Wan-Bissaka. And they'd be in the same sort of bracket as someone like Dalot in the final third. So to get more quality in the final third, we'll be getting something there. Defensively, maybe not, but we will see. I would prefer Dumfries, but let's see how this story transpires over the next coming week. Stretford Paddock said United are linked with Frankie de Jong. Again, says Bilal. Oh, God, let's not go there. We don't want another saga. We might just do a pilot episode this time and then cancel the series because we don't want to go through another series 3 of. We don't need that. Maz can play right back and left back. I think he's injury prone, so it's a good shout. And I wouldn't be surprised if we end up doing a deal for Amrabat. And he plays right back.
I still think we're going to get Amrabat. I still think the reason why that's open is they're waiting to see what profile of midfielder they buy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're then going to start the season with an unfit player again. You know what I mean? Why don't we just get these? If you want him, he wouldn't have cost no more. What do you cost? 12 mil. I know with Fras, I get it, and I'm still convinced they could have found money. They found the money to do the Euro deal. You know what I mean? Straight away, there wasn't no haggling and no baggling. Understand? So they've got the money.
Here's the pilot episode. Carry on, De Jong. That'll be fun. And then we had some series. Based on another comedy. Big, very funny, Simon. I like that. Amrabat did well in the last few games of the season, says Kieran. He certainly did. And Frankie De Jong is on 600k a week, and he's now 27. We should stay away now. Yeah, he had his chance, and he turned his back on us. So no, it's no from me. And yes, it was just the other 50 games. Amrabat didn't do well for the last 4 games or whatever. Wan-Bissaka, yeah, these guys, Lucky Singh doesn't want around. You can see that. And that's it. All right, that's enough of the stories. Guys, you know, sometimes we do a versus battle, don't we? Do you like those versus battles, Mr. B?
Yeah, I do. Do
you guys in the comments like the versus battles? I can't hear you. All right. Usually do a versus battle, say who's better. Put up a PowerPoint. Oh, here we go. We do a bet says we love it. Well, we've got something special for you. Yes, Stephanie, thank you. We've got something special for you today. It is a versus battle, but it's a story to go with the versus battle as well. It's quite, you might think it's a hilarious story, but I want you to really, before you start laughing, read it, take it in, analyze it, assess it, you know, think about it, and then come back with it. Because I think there's something in this. It's from Harry Redknapp. Harry Redknapp has said, people always talk about Man United producing, can I do the little twitch? People always talk about Man United producing a class of 92, but they weren't any better than the 6 boys we produced at West Ham. If I kept those 6 players together, I'm certain I would have won a Premier League. Now, before you laugh, take this in. Redknapp is saying here, people always talk about the class of 92, but they weren't any better than the 6 boys produced at West Ham. Mr. B, tell us about these 6 boys. Just read that, go through these 6 boys, and tell me there's top class, very good, great, and good. Tell me about each of those individual players.
We got Rio. We ended up buying Rio.
He's a West Ham player. He was a West Ham Academy guy.
Yeah, so
just look at their careers. Start with Rio. Well, like top class.
Yeah, top class.
Very, very good. Rate them. So Rio, what do you think?
Yeah, top class. We ended up buying Rio. So
okay, Frank Lampard.
Fat Frank, his goal scoring record for Chelsea is unreal. So again, top class.
Joe Cole.
I'm not going to say he was top class. Maybe just below top class.
Okay, Glenn Johnson.
Meh. He's just a good player. Jermaine Defoe, yeah, proper goal scorer. Great goal scorer.
Carrick.
So we ended up buying Michael Carrick.
I know, but this is what Harry Redknapp is saying. You talk about, because the whole point is about the class of 92.
Yeah, he was great player. Great player.
All right, so let's go through the Man United boys. Ryan Giggs, rate him, please.
Yeah, great player. Great player.
Nicky Butt.
See, he had all right. He was a good player. He was
good player. David Beckham.
Yeah, great player.
Gary Neville.
Oh God, Gary Neville. I don't think he was a great player. He was in a great team.
Phil Neville.
Yeah, he was lower than Gary Neville.
Okay, and Paul Scholes, obviously.
Yeah, great top player.
Come on, guys, in the comments. Versus battle. Who had the best 6 academy guys come out? Who would be? Who tops it? Who tops it for you? You got Rio Ferdinand could be classed as world class. Frank Lampard could be classed as world class, and Carrick underrated unless you're bath time.
That's 3, and then we've got our 3: Scholes, Giggs, and Beckham.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
So that levels that out.
Let me go to the comments. I want you to mull this over a bit, Mr. B. Give some respect to West Ham. They produced some good 6 players there that can compete. Because all Redknapp is saying is, people always talk about Man United producing the class of 92, but they weren't any better. So on par, they say they're on par with the 6 boys produced by West Ham. All right, they were good, but not 92 class, says Agile Beast. Wheeler Dealer, what's he on about? He's off his trolley. That's on Revere. Can you do a special show where you quiz the chat? Yes, I can, Bilal, if you want. Really, says Kieran. laughing. So why did West Ham win nothing? He needs to go back to I'm a Celebrity because they sold them all. United had Rio and Carrick. Yes, we did. I'm trying hard not to laugh. Lampard, Rio, and Defoe alongside Beck, Giggs, and Scholes. They would be okay. That's a good shout. There's nothing Harry Redknapp, says Lucky Singh. Chelsea, Cole, and Frank. Yep, they've won trophies together. Glenn Johnson is a West Ham product. Yes, he is. Of the 12 players, Ryan Giggs is the best, says Andrew. Joe Cole wasn't anywhere near elite. Scholes is second. Lampard is third. Beckham is fourth. I'm surprised at that. Rio is fifth. Okay, if we're going to do in order, who's the best? That's a good shout. Scholes is light years ahead of Lampard. Should never retire from England. Way better than Lampard. Boring pundit. It doesn't matter. We're talking football here, says Simon Warner. And Neville, very good. Very good, he says. You said just good, Mr. B. Difference in our 6 academy players. They were all friends, and it counts for a lot. Wanted Defoe at Man United, says, see the traction this is getting here. Guys, Defoe wasn't world-class as Bilal. Scholes, exceptional. Carrick, good manager. The 2 Nevilles, better fullbacks than Johnson. I mean, look, it's not a laugh. We started laughing, but I'm not laughing anymore. I think it's a serious discussion. Versus battle.
Simon Warner's going for David Beckham as number 1.
All right. So out of all the players, who would be out of everyone there? Pick your 6. If you had an academy, which 6 would you like to come through your club? And let's see how many Man United players and how many West Ham players you pick.
Rio,
West Ham,
Giggs, Scholes,
United, Scholes,
Beckham.
Yeah, it's 3 from United.
Lampard and Carrick. Yeah.
All right, so it's 3. This is what I'm saying. You've picked 3 from United, 3 from West Ham. Guys, put out your 6. If you got an academy, guys, which 6 players would you want to come through your academy? And let's decide, do you have more West Ham players or more Man United players? Or, like Mr. B, you've got 3 of each. Let's see. I think Scholes, definitely. Giggs, definitely. David Beckham, definitely. Rio, definitely, for me. Lampard, definitely. And then it's between Cole, Defoe, and Carrick. Not Nicky Butt, not Gary Neville.
Not Phil Neville.
Not Phil Neville. I would go Carrick, I think, just better than Cole. So, yeah, I'm the same with you, Mr. B. I'll go 3 from West Ham and 3 from United. Let's go through this. Weezer better saying here, he picked Scholes. That's 1 for United. Lampard for Chelsea. Rio from West Ham. Beckham, Giggs. So it's 3 from 3. So the academy from West Ham is pretty good. Scholes, Beckham. I know. Why is Michael Owen in there? Liverpool show. Come on. Here we go. Here's one. Thank you. You're answering the question. Big up Matthew Bassett. He says Scholes, Beckham, Giggs, and then 3 from West Ham.
My 3. So he's got Defoe.
Okay, instead of Lampard. I can't. Lampard has to be in there. Scholes, Beckham, Giggs. All right, 4 from United and 2 from West Ham. No one likes Lampard. Come on, why not? Lampard was class. Might not like him as a player. Mr. B, do you want to change your mind, or are you still going with that?
No. I'm happy with what I got. I'm happy with what I've got in there.
So what would happen? Because he says here in the second paragraph, this is Harry Redknapp. If I kept those 6 players together, I'm certain I would have won the Premier League. Is it possible? I mean, look at those 6.
Yeah, that's good. But Harry Redknapp as a manager didn't have that. He ain't got that winning thing. So tactically, what did he used to say? Oh, just go out there and have fun. Go on. He ain't winning nothing with that attitude, So no, he wouldn't have won the league with those players.
Yeah. Lampard I love, says Andrew Williams. He was self-made, not much talent, but a fantastic career based on hard work. Sheringham, Beckham, Scholes, Rio, Carrick, and Lampard. Where's Sheringham?
Sheringham?
I don't know. I want to say big up to DJ Electric. I like that name. When are you playing out, bro? I want to come and listen to you play. He's got 3 from 3 as well.
Yeah,
so
3 on 3.
West Ham Academy is Giggs, Beckham, Scholes, Lampard, Defoe, and Rio. Maybe I'm not giving Defoe enough credit. You didn't put Defoe in, did you, Mr. B?
No, I didn't. I put Carrick in ahead of Defoe. I put Lampard ahead of Defoe as well.
Okay. Matthew Bassett saying Scholes and Carrick are more complete midfielders than Lampard. He's saying there. Carrick couldn't last lace, I think he's saying in Lampard's boots. I'm sure he's saying that, yeah. Lampard has like 200 league goals or something.
I'm saying you can't leave that out of your team, man.
So what? I mean, this is like very rare occurrence. You get so many good players at one stage coming out. They're all around the same age. I do believe West Ham have done really well to bring these players through. It's such a shame that they have to end up selling them. We've kept these guys. I'd look at guys like Phil Neville and Nicky Butt. I wouldn't put them on a level of Carrick or Lampard, but obviously, as someone mentioned earlier, they're all friends and they fight together and thing. But when was the last time we see like 6 players come through the academy? Could we see that at Man United with what we've got at the moment? We've got Garnacho. We've had 3 on the hoarding board after scoring. Just young players coming through. 6. Do you reckon you could get 6 Man United players from what you see?
I think that was an exceptional. We might get 4.
Who would be the 4?
I think we'll definitely get a 3. We might get a 4, but I think it's impossible to get a 6 again.
Because at the moment we've got Kobe, we've got Garnacho, and then you'd have to get like Amas maybe to come in the next couple of years. One of the midfielders who played on Tor Collier or the other guy. We will see. We will see. And as Revere saying here, we were spoiled. It was a joy, most certainly. Yeah, you never know. It could be. The way we're heading, I think we could get a few more youngsters in, and then we could be the class of 2020.
Whatever it is, whatever year we're at now,
Okay. All right. Just shout out here for Barcelona because they had Messi, Iniesta, Xavi, Puyol. He was older. Alba and Busquets and Fabregas and the centre back that we signed, PK as well. It's their academy.
Yeah.
I mean, if we put their 6 against our 6, I think their 6 might just come out on top
slightly
with Messi in there as well. Here we go. Shea, Lacey, Dan Gore, highly rated as well. Yeah, we haven't forgotten about them. Dan Gore's was the guy we were talking about last season. Hag has a history of building through youth, and we got he's another one, Euro. He's 18, 19. He could be one of our youngsters as well.
Yeah. To come he won't be necessarily be that class, but that age bracket should be Yeah.
Okay, that should what about. Okay, enough. But yeah, maybe we do that again. That was the it ended up a draw, 3 for 3. I think overall it was 3 from West Ham, 3 from Man United. So that is a draw. We'll be back tomorrow, no doubt about it. 9 o'clock. I want to say big up Revere. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you press the like button and come tomorrow, 9 o'clock. We'll be back, no doubt about it. And Mr. B, you're not here tomorrow, are you?
No, I've got a midweek drink up to attend. Okay. So
you got your priorities right.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy your drink on us, and we will be burning. If your ears are burning, we will be talking about you tomorrow. Right, guys, in the comments. We're going to sign out now. Thanks, everyone in the comments. Appreciate you all. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Be myself and probably Dora, and we will be talking all things Man United and building up that Charity Shield game. But from me, Yabba Forbes.
And me, Mr. B.
Signing out. Good night.